Hey guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to be telling you my top 5 favourite Fortnite seasons. Now, I haven't been a huge fan of the Fortnite seasons recently. I feel like they were a lot better a few years ago, so I'm going to take you through my top 5. Okay, something that you will notice is all of these seasons are actually from the same chapter, so it shows I have a little bit of a favourite chapter. My number 5 is Chapter 2, Season 6, Primal. So this season actually introduced wolves and boars. It had characters like Tirana, Lara Croft it actually brought in, and I really liked this season. I loved the introduction of like cool bows, like the different bows that you could craft. I liked how you could ride boars and stuff like that. I did like the bow and arrow as weapons. I thought they were really cool because I really loved the boom bow back in the day, so I really liked the introduction of another bow. I liked their settings. I think they were really good. But yeah, I thought the Primal season was great. I think the guns did confuse me a little bit at first, just like they always do in a new season really. But yeah, I'd say this is my 5th favourite season. I thought it was interesting, unique, it had a theme, you know, and yeah, I thought it was great. So my 4th favourite Fortnite season is Chapter 2, Season 5. So this season was actually the 0 point season, and I kind of know it as the bounty hunter season because they introduced this battle pass of a line of like bounty hunters. It was like where Mancake lived. Mancake was one of the bounty hunters on the battle pass, and I really thought he was cool. There was things like the Menace, there was, I think it was Alexa, there was the Mandalorian, there was Maeve. I think this battle pass was great, and I think it kind of had a very good theme to it. I loved the points of interest as well. I liked the Mandalorian ship and everything that was there. I thought it was an interesting one. I did really like the points of interest on the map actually in this season. I wasn't a fan of the whole 0 point storyline. I much preferred like say without the 0 point and it just was the bounty hunters. But yeah, I really liked it. I liked Lexa's point of interest. I think it was Lexa. But yeah, I thought it was such an interesting season and I really liked it. I thought it was a great battle pass. I did buy this battle pass. All of these seasons that I am talking about, I did buy the battle passes for, so I did really like them. But yeah, I thought that was also another great one. My 3rd favourite Fortnite season was Chapter 2, Season 4. This is actually a Marvel season, not the most recent Doctor Doom one, but yeah, it was a Marvel season. It had points of interest like Doom's place, which was actually Pleasant Park, I think. It had Tony Stark's place. It had Wolverine in Weeping Woods, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, I really liked this battle pass and this season. We had characters like Iron Man, we had Groot, we had Mystique, we had Thor, She-Hulk, Wolverine, Doctor Doom, Iron Man, and Storm. So yeah, I really liked this one. Of course I bought it and of course I finished it, so I got everyone. I liked Iron Man's kind of emote that turned him into Iron Man. I liked how Mystique could turn into anybody she kills. I thought that was a really interesting twist for a character. I liked the different versions of She-Hulk, so like green and red. This was a great season, I thought. Very interesting points of interest. I think bosses that actually made sense to the game. I think this was a much better Marvel season than the one they did most recently, like the Doom season. I really liked this one, and that one I wasn't a fan of. It was too overpowered. It wasn't interesting enough. It didn't have enough Marvel characters in it. Whereas this one was just Marvel characters instead of having like the kind of Fortnite characters as Marvel characters, like Jonesy as Captain America and Peely as Wolverine kind of thing, you know? The bosses were just like such a perfect level. But yeah, I really liked that one. My 2nd favourite Fortnite season was Chapter 2, Season 2, which was Midas, the Agency, Brutus, TNTina, all of that. I really liked these bosses. These were like great bosses in my opinion, and their points of interest were so interesting. Obviously, like Brutus had the grotto, TNTina had the rig, Midas had the agency. I just thought it was super interesting. Like, I think it was so perfectly powered that, you know, the weapons that you got from them weren't gonna guarantee you a win in the game. They were just like an advantage. I loved how crowded the agency used to be when people would drop there. I thought that was really fun. Midas's drum gun, obviously an iconic one. I know they kind of did like a remix kind of to this season a few seasons ago. Obviously I enjoyed playing it because this was one of my favourite seasons, but it didn't hit the same as this one did, because I think the first season I played this one actually, so I think for nostalgic reasons for me it's one of my favourites. Now my first favourite Fortnite season is Chapter 2 Season 3, and this is a season that had characters such as Jules, had Ocean, it had Aquaman, But yeah, so this was a season where the map flooded, and I think this was so interesting and such like a fun concept to the map. Instead of having it all very different terrain wise, they flooded everywhere, and obviously the agency turned into the authority, which had the big walls with a moat around it and everything. Obviously we introduced sharks. There was like crash pads all over so you could bounce above the water. I thought it was so interesting, and it was like high risk with all the sharks and everything. And I just thought it was a really interesting one. It was so much fun to play, and all the characters I really liked. I really liked Jules. Jules was one of my favourite characters. I loved all the points of interest, and I loved kind of how the characters in this one were kind of like offspring of the previous season with like Midas and stuff. So I thought that was really cool. The storm was a big wave that you could like surf through. It was a really cool season and really creative, really well thought through. I played this one so much when it came out. Just nostalgic, it's fun, it's creative, it's different to all of the other seasons, which I really like. So yes, chapter 2 season 3 is my favourite, and if you couldn't tell by this video, chapter 2 was my favourite chapter. It's just so much better than all the new ones. I feel like they're really trying to like force something new, and I'm just not a fan of the new seasons. I thought these ones are so much better. Yeah, I hope you guys agree with like my ranking of seasons. Let me know if you guys have any personal preferences or personal favourites to them seasons or battle passes. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.